Into the playoffs. Yeah, Stephen A? Hold up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just had to get a little bit more delivered.
All right.
I'm on vacation.
Been consumed. Yes. Yeah, they're in the playoffs. They sort of back in after the Raiders lost to the Chargers.
Sort of.
Tebow in the loss yesterday, 6 of 22, 60 yards passing. He had a fumble, he had a pick, 2 sacks. Stephen A., what did you think of Tebow's play?
Well, it was horrific. Let's just be clear about that. It was very bad.
Was it
there is no doubt
unconstitutional?
about that. It wasn't. It was worse than unconstitutional. It was blasphemous, to be quite honest with you. But I will say this: in fairness, don't interrupt me when I'm on satellite. You know better. The point that I'm trying to make is this: it goes a bit deeper than this last game. If you look at the 4 games of this 3-game losing streak, because we once thought all he does is win games, all he does is unleash. Well, guess what? He did. He's going 30 for 73 over this 3-game losing streak, okay, with 4 interceptions. He's had a fumble in the last 5 games. He has been absolutely abysmal, absolutely embarrassing, absolutely pathetic in every sense of the word as a thrower, as a passer. And what it really comes down to is that this is not the fault of Tim Tebow. It's not one of these days where I'm sitting here and I'm gloating and I'm saying, you know what, Tim Tebow, you can't throw the football. No. It's not about that. It's important for all of us to recognize that it is time for us to point the finger of blame where it definitely belongs. And that is in the direction of Mr. Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has made Tim Tebow's life miserable. It is totally Skip Bayless's fault because Skip Bayless has taken an incredibly marginal talent at the quarterback position. He has elevated him to godlike proportions, and now he has come crashing down in such an embarrassing fashion that we have no choice but to sit here. If there is decency inside of our souls, then we are not pointing at Tim Tebow. We are pointing at Skip Tebow, Skip Bayless, Mr. Baseless himself, who makes absolutely no sense whatsoever in looking at Tim Tebow when it comes with any degree of objectivity. Skip Bayless has embarrassed himself. He has maligned Tim Tebow without even knowing it, and it's just a crying shame that on my vacation that I have to sit here this morning and point out the level of flagrant ineptitude that we have witnessed. 8 completions in 2 games versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
It was unconscionable.
It is embarrassing. Unconscionable. It is unconstitutional. It's asinine, as a 10, as a 11, as a 12. That's right. And that's really all I have to say. We all know how embarrassing Tebow's performance was. My heart goes out to him on this day. It is important that I say to Mr. Tim Tebow, I have compassion for you, young man. Someday you shall be a quarterback. Maybe you'll even be a starting quarterback. But blame Skip Bayless. It is his fault that you are under such scrutiny. Not your fault.
Skip, it's your
turn.
Not
your fault at all.
Stephen A., all he does is win the AFC West. And I must point out, before I get to what happened yesterday, before I get there, I must point out that when my friend Jay Crawford, sitting across from me right now, pressed me when Tim Tebow took over a sorry 1-4 Denver Broncos football team, how would he do? My prediction was that he would go 7-4. And everybody howled with laughter, most of all you. And I think he went, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, he went 7-4.
You got it. Deflect away.
Then it's my turn? Okay, here we go. So then, after Tim Tebow's and the Broncos, after their 2nd win, this one at Oakland, this was on November the 6th, I said the Broncos will win the AFC West. That was on November the 6th, Jay Crawford, am I right?
I have to say,
and everybody howled with laughter. And what happened, Stephen A. Smith? Thank you very much. Now let's get to yesterday.
Okay.
You are exactly right about what happened yesterday because I did not recognize Tim Tebow. He hit the young quarterback wall. I have no defense because he hit that wall mentally, and I think he hit it physically because he was out of gas. I saw no fire. I saw no conviction. I saw very little confidence. And I must say, after he played...
That's what you saw?
Excuse me? After he played the
worst...
You saw? Yes, I did. After he played the worst 4th quarter of his football life, that was the 4th quarter in Buffalo, he played by far the worst game of his 14 NFL starts yesterday. I saw no conviction. He didn't step into any throws. He did nothing like it was meant to be, and that's both running and passing. Can't defend any of it. But now let's get to what I told you would happen before the game. John Fox, once again, played not to lose. It was the most shamefully absurd conservative game plan I have ever seen. Once again, they don't let him throw much at all on first down. Once again, they wait until the end of the game and they say, okay, Tim, it's 7-3, now you throw. And he throws, 9 passes in the fourth quarter out of his 22, 8 out of his 22 in the fourth quarter. So we sit back and we say, what's going on here, John Fox, playing not to lose? You passed up a 56-yard field goal that could have cut it to 7-3 at the end of the second quarter. And can we show this highlight, please? This would have changed the game. A face mask on Tamba Hali in the first drive of the second quarter for the Broncos. Can we show this?
It's running.
Did you see this, Stephen A? Is that not an egregious face mask? I think he got it twice. He got it with the left hand from the backside, then he got it with the right hand from the front side. That would have given him first and goal at about the 5-yard line. And who knows, maybe they would have cashed in with a touchdown and it would have been 7-all. That game looks a lot different at 7-all. And then one last point, he did throw one to Matt Willis in the last drive that would have gotten him down to the 30 and set up at least a Hail Mary, and Matt Willis dropped the ball. Here it is. Matt Willis drops the ball down to the 30-yard line. Am I right, Jay?
Right in his hands.
Okay.
Should have caught the football.
Should have caught the football, and that would have at least given you a shot at the end zone late. But that guy, Stephen A., who transformed into the guy who won 6 of his 8 NFL games in the fourth quarter, I didn't see him yesterday. That guy who threw the heck out of the ball at Oakland, at San Diego, at Minnesota, against the New England Patriots and against the Bears, I didn't see any sign of that guy yesterday.
Skip Bayless, first of all, let me say this. Don't be so long-winded in the future. I'm on vacation, okay? So, therefore, don't take up my vacation time.
I don't think
having to listen to your little soliloquy. Trust me, your little soliloquy trying to sit there and evade the issue. There is no doubt.
I'm with it head on.
I'm just telling you, you act like you're the only one that saw the game. We all saw the game. We all know that there was a face mask penalty that didn't get called. We all know there was a couple of drop passes. But I emphasize to you, and I would articulate and illuminate the reality. 8 completions in 2 meetings against the Kansas City Chiefs. All of those things that you just pointed out does not disguise that level of ineptitude. That's number one. Number two, and more importantly, you said, and you have been saying, John Fox and these guys, they're not letting him play. They're waiting until the fourth quarter. You used those excuses. Well, what happened yesterday in the fourth quarter? Absolutely nothing. Eventually, hold on, wait a minute. He was still down 7-3, okay? It was still within striking distance. All he does is win game. All he does is win. Really? No, he does not. So I don't ask you to agree. Just listen. Zip it, okay? The fact is that he had an opportunity to win. He did not get that done. More importantly, not only did he not win this game, he has now lost 3 straight. You said all he does is win games. It hasn't happened. You said he wasn't turning over the football. He has now lost a fumble in 5 consecutive games. Everything that you said, you pointed to the defense. Okay, he had the it factor, and he inspired them. Now that they're losing, it's partially the defense's fault. That John Fox won't coach him. He won't let him play, okay? But in the fourth quarter, he'll manage to win. Somehow, that hasn't happened. Your argument has disintegrated piece by piece over the last several weeks. And by the way, last thing. I said the Raiders were going to win the AFC West. I was wrong. They tanked it. But let me say this. I couldn't be happier for being wrong. Because for one indelible moment, the Pittsburgh Steelers, what they're going to do to this boy this weekend is going to be criminal.
It's going to be criminal.
Oh, my Lord.
So
it's going to be bad.
Do young quarterbacks
Very
bad games at all? Do you ever give them a break?
No. We're talking about Skip Tebow. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's not Tim Tebow. I'm not talking about Tim Tebow.
Was it my fault?
Your fault. You did this to him. Accept it.
Was it my fault that he and they won 7 of his first 8 starts? Did I have something to do with that?
Yeah, I told you that. Absolutely.
I did it all. I get game balls for those 7 wins.
It's your fault.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
your fault.
You were giving
It's
game
your
balls to
fault.
God. You said it was
It's
divine
your
intervention.
fault.
Where was God the last 3 games? I said God
Yeah.
had nothing to do with it.
You.
Am I
It's
godlike,
your
Joe?
fault. You did that to this kid.
Apparently, I'm divine now. I'll take it. Thank you.